right, that was Daydream Repeat by Fortet. Fortet, one of the most legendary electronic music producers out there. He's made some amazing music over the years, and he's dropping a new album on the way. It is called Three. This song is one of those singles, and I'm very excited. He's dropped Loved recently, which came out back in January, and trust me, guys, I'm very excited for this record. He makes some of the most amazing, beautiful, experimental IDM type music, and this album is for sure to be certified amazing. I love Fortet, and whenever that album comes out, I'll be for sure to play that those songs from that record, the ones that hype me up the most. But yeah, that record 3 is coming out March 14th. This year is shaping up to be a great year in music. And with that in mind, we actually got a new album from MGMT out that came out last Friday. It is called Lost of Life, so we are going to be playing some tracks from that album. But yeah, first things first. Good afternoon, Vaqueros. Welcome to Paradise, because you're listening to u4ic's Paradise, only on the Vaquero Radio, hosted by me, DJ u4ic, bringing you quality music that you probably heard or haven't heard before. Let's just address the elephant in the room. I was not here last week. I ran into some little bit of issues, but I'm good right now. We're back in business, playing some amazing music. But yeah, first things first, I actually wanted to give a shout out to the UTRGV theater crew. If they're listening here, I just want to shout out the actors, the costume designers, everything that they've put into this new upcoming show that they got this weekend. It is called Metamorphosis. It is a Greek play, and trust me, guys, I recommend you guys go pay the $7 from your account to go buy a ticket to go see this show. It is in Edinburgh at the Albert L. Jeffers. The stage design is amazing. It's like a play, and it's like in pool and everything, and like trust me, they're putting like their heart and soul into this show, and I am very excited to see it this Friday. I've never been really that excited to ever see a play like completely as much as this one. There's a lot of dedication going into it, and I highly recommend you guys see it. Again, Albert L. Jeffers in Edinburgh, Texas. March 1st to March 3rd, so that's Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Highly recommend you guys go see it. Alright, but let's get into it. Let's actually start playing some new music. Let's actually talk about this new MGMT record I just talked about. It is called Loss of Life again. I'm going to be real with you. I haven't really had that much time to listen to any new music. I started procrastinating with my assignments, so I have not listened to this album in full, but I did listen to the singles releasing up to it. I played Mother Nature. Mother Nature was one of my favorite songs from last year. Bubblegum Dog as well. And then they recently dropped a new one with, I think it's called Dancing in Babylon, that I have not heard completely, if I'm being honest with you, which is funny enough. But yeah, what's it called? The song that I'm actually playing off the album, it is one of the new singles. It is called Nothing to Declare. It is a very beautiful track. It is instrumentally pretty. Those guitars are amazing, and it's still got that little indie vibe of the whole how would I describe it, like the whole MGMT feel. It's not as psychedelic as you would expect it to be honest with you, as you would expect from an MGMT record. But at the end of the day, it's still an MGMT song. It is great. It is amazing, and I highly suggest you check it out. But we're going to be playing it here first. All right, and then after MGMT Loss of Life, we're actually be kicking it into another indie pop track. Not really an indie pop track per se, but it's a song that I feel like everybody would know, but also still extremely underrated. It is Face to Face by Daft Punk off their album Discovery. It was recently Daft Punk's third year as a breakup. And with that to commemorate, Daft Punk has always been like, doing like some sort of anniversary on the day that they broke up. So like 2 years ago was the Homework 25th anniversary, and then last year was the Random Access Memory 10th anniversary. And this year they actually gave us a remaster of their animated film Interstellar 5555 on Twitch. So that was very cool to see. I love Discovery. I love Interstellar. I've already played most of the tracks from the Discovery. But yeah, let's actually keep this indie vibe going. We're going to start off with Not to Declare by MGMT, and we're taking it to Face by Daft Punk. Let's do this. All right, that was Nothing to Declare by indie pop group MGMT and Face to Face by Daft Punk. Like I said, two very iconic tracks, or not iconic, one of them being iconic, the one being brand new. But again, these guys are going to hold the test of time. These tracks are amazing. Highly recommend them. Highly suggest them, and you add them to your playlist. All right. I actually wanted to talk about something real quick. I realized that throughout the time I've been hosting this show, I really haven't been playing much local artists in particular, and that's because I'm really unaware of like the local music scene I have, and that's a problem on my part, to be honest. I really don't go to like the Broken Sprocket here in Brownsville. I don't go to the venues in McAllen like the Gremlin, which I'm very interested in. I actually do want to check out some shows eventually. I understand that local artists aren't really big per se, which is why I probably don't know them or they don't branch out and advertise as much. And like I said, that's probably like a problem on my part, because I don't go out actively searching for these smaller indie artists. But yeah, I mean, if you RGV artists are listening to this show right now and you really want to get your name out there and you want to listen to some music, send it my way. I'm on Instagram at underscore euphoric. You could always search it up at underscore u4ic. You could look for me on Instagram or Twitter. I'm really interested to play some music. I want to, the whole idea of this show is to play stuff that I probably haven't heard of before or other people haven't heard of before. And we share it around and we pass it around, hopefully get some recognition for these new artists that really deserve it. And I feel like just by sending me your songs, that be probably one of the best things that could happen. And I'm not saying I have a huge platform, but it's definitely something. I want to be a part of the change to make sure these artists get their well-deserved recognition. But yeah, like I said, if you artists want to send me your music at underscore euphoric on Instagram or on Twitter, do your thing, guys. I want to hear it. I want those recommendations. I need those MP3 files, and I can play it for you guys. Trust me. All right, let's actually start talking about the next two songs I'm going to be playing. Then we're going to head into commercials. The first song I'm going to be playing is Are You Happy Now by Michelle Branch off her 2003 record. I believe it's 2003. It is from her 2003 album, Hotel Paper. I've been listening to Breathe by Michelle Branch for a while, and then out of nowhere, I just started really like listening to Hotel Paper, and Are You Happy Now is also another like famous track of hers. And this track is fun, it gives me that 2000s teen indie film, like coming of age type style type song, where like the moment like something bad happens in like the teen's life and they're like all like raging and mad, and like you just hear that song. I don't know why that's what I envision when I hear this song. It's very fun, guitars are nice, the vocals are nice, it's such a fun track. And then after listening to Are You Happy Now, we're going to be kicking it into Japanese House. Something Has to Change, another fun indie pop track. Japanese House, I think an artist I haven't played as much on the show either. I did play one song, but I do love the Japanese House. And this is from their 2020 EP, Chewing Cotton Wool, and this was the first single that came from that EP. But yeah, two tracks, very mellow, very euphoric feeling. So yeah, let's get on the way. First, we're going to be playing these two tracks. We're going to get in commercials, and then we're going to be coming back at the halfway mark. All right, let's do this, baby. Music of your life, give life back to music. I would never get tired of playing that advertisement. It's so cool that like the health clinic of all things use the Daft Punk Give Life Back to Music. It's a great song. I don't blame them. But yeah, that was Are You Happy Now by Michelle Branch, and Something Has to Change by the Japanese House. Forgive me for my stuttering. Sometimes I think of a word in my head and that word comes out even though I'm trying to talk about something in particular. This happens in my writing as well. I hate that about myself. I think it's more so the fact that I talk way too fast and I'm probably misunderstood in those cases. But we're like I said, we're at the halfway mark of the show. I got 4 more tracks to show you guys. Hopefully you guys are still listening and learning something or hearing something new. Actually, we're gonna kick it into these next 2 tracks already. The first track that I'm gonna be playing from this section of the show is Circle Game by Galileo Galilei. I still don't know how to pronounce the last name. I know he's like a famous what's it called? I think he's like a he's very famous for physics. I'll say that. I forgot what his name was, or I think space. I don't remember. I haven't learned anything. I forgot everything I learned from middle school. But I do remember this guy's name being very prevalent during middle school. But what's it called? This band, the Japanese band, I actually played their songs the last time with Ayo Shiori. These guys are a Japanese indie rock pop band. And they've been making some of my favorite music for a while now, and I've been listening to them ever since I first watched Anohana, that anime, back in around like 2018 is when I first finished it. No, it was 2017. That anime is an emotional wreck, and the music in that from that soundtrack really just like touch my heart, and this song is being one of them. Circle Game. It is a beautiful, fun, joyful track that I just can't get enough of listening to. And usually whenever I listen to the song, I kind of just like, like let out a tear, even though I feel the same way about Ya Shirori. But Circle Game is just, there's something about it that's very different from all the music I really listen to, because although it still has that indie pop vibe, but it's just like the vocals that the lead singer has, it's just nice to hear. I believe that whenever you listen to like a song in like a different like language, it's like you could see how like different like vocal ranges could really change from certain languages in itself. And like that's what I said about music, is that it's cool to just be able to branch out your taste and go far and far out into the world, and you realize how amazing music truly is, and how diverse, and how unique each song could be in that way. Which is why I feel like the next section makes like whole sense to be first playing Circle Game by Galileo, and then we're gonna kick it into this new album from Mon Laferte. I've actually started listening to her because my girlfriend wants to go see a show of hers in McAllen, Texas. I think it's in May. And Mon Laferte actually dropped this album back in November, so I'm very late on the train already. But this album is called Alta Poetica, and let's just say I listened to it last night, and wow, one of the best Latin pop records I've ever heard. Super fun, super groovy, super heart-wrenching. The vocals are amazing. One of those songs on this album, it's the title track off the album, Alta Poetica, and that song sounds like it's in collaboration with Charlie XCX. And the fact that I get that vibe is now wanting me to have like needing a collaboration between Mon Laferte and Charlie XCX to make one of the best groovy Latin pop tracks ever. I if it were to happen, I'd be speechless. But yeah, the song I'm actually playing from her is Metamorphoses. This was a song that actually like really took me away when I was listening to it yesterday. I was like, wow, I did not expect this, because the song that my girlfriend was showing me the most is I forgot what it was, but it was more so you know jazzy in a way, I guess. I did not expect. I was just blown away to just hear that funky groove that this track really has, and how fun it really is, because the other tracks are more emotional in that regard. And yeah, not to say that this album doesn't have its heart-wrenching moments, but I just expected for her to just make sad, Latino music, and that's not what this is. This album is truly different from anything I've ever heard. That's what I like about this track in particular. All right. Let's do this. We're going to start off with Circle Game by Galileo, and then we're going to transition this into Metamorphoses. Hopefully you guys could listen to these songs, enjoy them, add them to your playlist. Let's start this. Circle Game first. All right, that was Circle Game, and that was also Metamorphoses. Like I said, two very amazing tracks. Hopefully you guys add these to your playlist as well. All right, we're on the final stretch of the show today. I got a couple minutes left, and I have a couple songs I do want to show you as well. Actually, in this section, I wanted to talk about sampling. Now, I'm pretty sure everybody already knows what the art of sampling is. But sampling is when a producer, decides to make a song, but they want to, I guess more so they take inspiration from another song, but they actually take that song and turn it into their own. So one famous example of this is, of course, Daft Punk Discovery. I've already played them earlier. But Discovery is an album just full of samples. If you want to take a very quick look, Daft Punk is famous for flipping a song called My Spell on You, and that song is sampled by One More Time. One More Time turned that song into one of the most groovy, upbeat songs of the millennium. And that's what Daft Punk is able to just. They're sample masterminds. Another example I like to use is Porter Robinson with Musician. Musician is sampled by an unreleased track Porter and Cara Bonito did, and he somehow managed to flip that track into a different form of instrumental, and he sang over that instrumental. So I guess what I'm saying is sampling is really cool. Another famous example of sampling is It Takes Two. The ooh. We all know that thing. Whenever it comes to like a dance track, you always hear that sample being used. So that's what's cool about sampling, is that it allows free range. It allows free will to be able to mess with the songs that you enjoy so much, and that's what I find great and amazing about it. That that whole idea of like this song is forever gonna be forever etched in history, because although like let's say it might be old in retrospect, an artist could go ahead and just sample it into their own take, and that song is gonna live on forever. And that's how music should be. We have to preserve the media of it all, and that's why I say also buy records, buy CDs, buy DVDs, preserve physical media. Physical media is just such a fun thing to collect, and it's such a fun thing to own. Don't rely just on pure streaming. Actually buy music out there, so we could keep music alive, and that's how I get the idea from like sampling as well. Another famous example of sampling I would like to use is from LCD Sound System. We're actually playing an LCD sound system track first. But firstly, actually, I want to talk about this sample in particular. All My Friends is a track by LCD Sound System. It is a 7-minute track, very iconic. And it has this repeating piano chords. It goes like dun 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 dun, and it shifts and shifts over a little bit, like a time, not too much. But that piano riff is sampled by many tracks. I think Bon Iver sampled it once in one of his 2009 albums. Not, I haven't listened to much Bon Iver, so don't flaunt me on that. But then recently in 2021, Porter Robinson actually sampled All My Friends on his piano track called Wind Tempos. One of the most beautiful tracks I've heard. It is just a beautiful piano instrumental, and it changes up after like that sampling part is done, and it goes into this own Japanese piano melody. And then another recent example is with the 1975, after recent album being funny in a foreign language, where the 1975 made a song called the 1975, which they do for all their albums. But this one was actually different, because instead of it just being like a little interlude or intro interlude, they actually turned into an actual song, and they also sampled All My Friends. So if I had the chance to play all three songs all at once, you could see the difference between the samples, how 1975 took their take on All My Friends and how Porter took all their takes on All My Friends. I would, but I already played Wind Tempos on this show before I played the actual live edit, which is from Porter Robinson. So that's actually like a fun edit I'd say you guys should listen to whenever you get the chance. It is a 10-minute whole live version that's absolutely amazing. Highly recommend it. But I actually want to start off by playing the 1975 song, the 1975, off their 2022 record, Being Funny in a Foreign Language, so you can see their spin on that sample from All My Friends, and then you're going to hear the All My Friends version, the one that sparked this whole, sampling ideology. So yeah, hopefully you see the tones and shifts and how like they usually follow the same pattern, repetition in the piano. So yeah. We're going to end off the show here with the 1975, sampling All My Friends by LCD Sound System, and we're ending it off with LCD Sound System. Let's do this. 1975, and that was All My Friends by LCD Sound System. All right, I'm running a little bit overtime on tonight's show, so thank you guys for listening. Remember, you can catch me here every Monday on the Valley Student Station, Vaquero Radio. All right, thank you guys for listening. Bye-bye.